this video, I want to just show off the restoration and modification I've done to my old Vox Spitfire guitar here. It's a 1965 guitar. I've had it since the 1980s, but in recent years it hasn't really been playable, and so I set about to kind of recover it and restore it. I had done a whole bunch of modifications to the pick guard with all kinds of switches and knobs, and I got rid of all that and covered it with that piece of black plastic that you can see, which makes it look a lot better, and it now has my sort of my new standard wiring for 3 pickup single coil guitars like this, I guess, which is the 3 switch system. You can see over there my three position switches, and then just a volume knob. No tone circuit at all, which gives it a brighter tone. This Vox, the pickups are very low impedance, very few windings relative to, say, a Stratocaster. I measured about 5.5K on the bridge and middle pickup. The neck pickup was damaged, the windings were damaged, and I actually rewound that pickup with an even lower impedance of 4.7K. So it's got very bright single coil pickups and a sound all its own. Vox guitars, it's obviously a sort of a takeoff on the Telecaster, or the Stratocaster I should say, but it's got a lot of Vox only features that you won't find on other guitars. Take a look at the bridge itself. It's got a good tone, but they're strange. You can sort of pick your spacing with these rollers with multiple slots in them. And then the tremolo system, or vibrato system I should call it, I just removed the spring and let it lay down and become a fixed bridge, which has a lot better sustain and tone, and I never use that tremolo anyway. It doesn't allow you to go low enough, and I don't like a floating trem. There's no way to block it from only going up, so I just remove its functionality entirely, and that ends up with sort of a pretty nice fixed tail piece with lots of mass to it. It's a very heavy guitar. Got your nice rosewood fingerboard. I had to adjust the neck too, which is easy to do. On the Vox, it's done down here. Not like a Stratocaster, so it's definitely not a Stratocaster copy. Up here you've got the famous Vox Zero with fret, another of their own innovations, which is kind of a good idea in a lot of ways, but not seen on other guitars then or since. And here's my more on my little plate here. This is actually a clear acrylic with a non-glare finish, which gives it kind of a matte tone, and then I painted it black on the underside, so it came out looking better than I might have feared. Could have done a better job on cutting the edges though. That's just my matte knife work. But it's a viable mod for any Strat type guitar, and certainly a Vox, I would say, to switch it to this 3 switch system, which I will demonstrate in a later portion of this video. Alright, had to redo the lettering there too. You may be able to see up close. I inked it in and then covered it with clear epoxy just to seal it in, so it doesn't look quite as good as it should in the original, but it'll at least be permanent. That's my little Vox. Alright, and we'll do some sound demos with this. Alright, just for an amusing comparison, this is my Squire Mini Strat in the Vox case. For size comparison, the weight comparison is equally dramatic. The body of the Mini Strat is smaller in all dimensions, especially including thickness, and boy is that Vox heavier. This is a nice, easy to handle little guitar. As long as you keep it tuned to F sharp, that's the secret of the Squire Mini Strat. Tune it up to F sharp and it's got the same scale as a full-size Strat and sounds quite a bit like one. Unlike when it's tuned to E and it's hard to tune and all that. Fixes all those problems. It's actually a well-made little guitar. But as you can see, I've got the 3-switch modification on this one too. I just wanted to point out, if you like what you hear with the tones of the 3-switch system, this is pretty much how I would recommend doing it to any existing Strat, rather than that whole pickguard like I did on the Vox. This just covers where the original 5-way switch was, and so I still had to drill a little bit into the pickguard, so it's ruined cosmetically, but you could take that off and put the 5-way switch back in and it would be fully operational. And yeah, it's not too much modification and looks pretty decent. That's just a piece of brass that I machined to hold the 3 switches, and then and it's painted black. So that's the way to go if you're interested in having it not wreck the aesthetics of your guitar too much. Now I'd probably spend a little time around the ends of that brass, frankly, to make it look even a little better than it does next time I do one of these, but there you go. Okay, so I want to demonstrate some of the sounds with this 3-switch pickup wiring on my Vox Spitfire. I'm going to be using this lightly modified Fender Vibrochamp amp. It's basically the normal circuit, except I've added a mid-range control in place of the fixed resistor and taken out the negative feedback, but it basically is a clean sound. I won't be using overdrive on this, just a clean guitar sound, and I will be miking it with this Zoom H1 digital recorder here, placed fairly close to the speaker, as you can see, and I'll switch to that from the microphone in this camera for the actual sound samples. So here we go. Okay, here we go with the sound samples. So I got my three-way switches here controlling the 3 pickups. Each switch, of course, corresponds to one of the 3 single-coil pickups, and in the middle straight up position the pickup is off. If I click it down, the pickup is on, and if I lift it up beyond the horizontal, the pickup is on in reverse phase. So, and I number these, the off position is 0, normal on position is 1, and reverse phase is 2. So, and I have numbered all the useful combinations of these switches. Now with 3-way switches, of course, there are 27 total available combinations, but a lot of them are essentially duplicates because, for example, for every out of phase combination there are 2 ways to get essentially that same sound. And so if you only look at the significantly different combinations, it turns out there are 13 available combinations plus everything off. So I call this position 0 with everything off. It's not actually necessarily a useful position because when they're all off, the impedance can be very high, and so it can have hum. If I turn up the volume on the guitar, you can hear it's not a sound that's really desirable. So if you actually want there to be no sound, you should turn the volume down on the guitar and not just use the all pickups off position. But anyway, the first 5 of the combinations are the same as the 5 positions on a regular Strat 5-way selector switch. So combination 1 would be like this, and I number them starting with this switch, so I would describe this combination as 1, 0, 0. Combination 1, 0, 0 is the same as Strat position 1, and it's just this pickup on. Sounds like this. Position 2. Position 3, just this pickup. Position 5. Now the additional positions are not available with a standard Strat wiring. I call position 6 like this, with these two pickups on and the middle pickup off. That sounds like this. Position 7 is all three pickups on. And that is the first 7 combinations. Those are all the in-phase combinations. The rest are out of phase. So position 8 I call like that. That would be 1, 2, 0. Nine would be like this. 0, 2, 1. And 10 would be like this. 2, 0, 1. And then the final 3 are the 3 pickup on out of phase combinations, and I call them like this. 2, 1, 1 is where are we at? Number 11. 12. 2, 2, 1. And finally 13. 1, 2, 1.